Welcome everyone to Comic Book Rigmarole or whatever. I'm Duke, the guy who does... Let's just give that joke a rest. we were in a mood 5 seconds before recording, and apparently it died in a flaming car crash. But yeah, it's comic news. You know who we both are, right? Who the hell are you again?
Well, I'm the real Manos, and Duke, I really got to compliment you on that intro. That was stellar work.
Hey, at least I've admitted I crashed and burned. I don't know. Again, those usually go better this time. Man.
Yeah.
This show's not going to be like that, I swear.
Yeah.
So we got some things to talk about. Do we? No. Okay, let's cover something that I think we covered. Yeah, we covered last time. We covered that insanely vague teaser, The First X-Men.
Oh, do we have an actual story about it now?
Yes, we do. They, shockingly enough, like I said, they revealed it like the day we recorded the last show, but I didn't read up on it. Here's what it's going to be. It's going to be a 5-issue miniseries, basically telling you about this X-Men team before the quote-unquote first one that we know of from, the very first issue, back when Professor Xavier was a teenager. And here's something that I think might get your interest, Manos. Guess who's co-writing it?
Neil Adams?
Exactly.
Well, I didn't have to guess. I mean, it's really...
I know, but I wanted you to play along, damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, yes, Neil Adams.
I am shocked. Can't you sense it?
Yeah.
Yes, this is his big deal because he, was a big part of the X-Men 40 years ago now, over 40 years ago.
I know, that's crazy to think about.
He's still working in comics. Wow. You can name on both hands people from, hell, even 10 years ago who aren't around. Probably. At least.
That's true.
This guy's still kicking, especially...
Wait a minute. In this article, there's this hilarious line that says, coming off his accomplishment of Batman Odyssey.
I know. That got finished, right?
I guess.
I know. I saw the solicitation for the trade. I'm like, oh. And these writers tend to be very, the writers on iFanboy tend to be funny, but the thing is, the guy who wrote this on the podcast, he was actually at least liking it a lot more as it went along. I don't know what he thought of it when it came back.
Well, that's like saying, hey, I just completed this book after my accomplishment of accidentally stepping in dog shit.
Man, I accomplished so much after I had my hand cut off. I think the accomplishment is DC managed to say, okay, we'll publish this.
Yeah, whatever.
All 13 issues. But we're going to do incredibly stupid things with the publishing, like cut it off midway and then put the rest of it out as its own separate miniseries. But hey, we're wacky.
That's DC's new method now. Wackiness.
Oh, wacky. I thought that was ours. Oh, they're stealing our ideas too, damn it. And along with him is going to be Christos Gage, who has one of the coolest names in writing ever. Mm-hmm. I've made this realization. I like this cover by Adams where they're just, generically charging towards something, but it looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine has a jacket. That's usually a good sign, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that never goes wrong.
Isn't that right? X-Men Origins Wolverine DVD staring at me.
Yeah, and he has the bone claws. Does anybody really like the bone claws idea?
I'm not too picky on it myself. It's cooler that it's just they were added in as a weird thing. I don't know. It gives a little idea of, okay, how would they turn out that way if they weren't there? I'll give them that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I
can take or leave it.
Yeah, I don't. It's just. It just never struck me as a cool idea. It struck me as a desperate idea. Like, well, we took his adamantium away, but we still want that claw thing. we're gonna instead of like giving Wolverine a challenge for like I don't know 2 years. The average is 2 years when your superhero is fucked up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would have rather like during that period him wore like claws.
Like his own custom-made claws, like some jackass can make and demonstrate on the internet.
Yes.
I could see that. And just have a healing factor. Like, the healing factor is enough of a validation to make him a mutant.
Yeah.
And the claws thing just seems like Like, again, it's one of those things where I can take or leave. You know, he doesn't need it, but I'm not entirely upset that he has him. He has him now.
And then after a while, didn't they turn him into an ape or something?
I don't know.
When they made him more savage?
We're talking X-Men continuity. I don't know this. There's a few people who think they do.
Well, yeah, I think they took away his... He had a really rough couple of years. They took away his antimadium. And then, I don't know, they made him more beast-like or something. I forgot how that happened. But, I mean, he really looked like... He looked like a chewed-up troll doll. He looked really bad.
Hell, if the certain artist is drawing him, he looks like that now.
Yeah.
It just takes the right artist to make that happen.
Isn't it so weird? Sometimes he's really dashing and good-looking, like the Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Other times he looks like he escaped the basement of Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like, this is supposed to be the same guy, right?
Apparently, he got on a really bad bender this weekend, and it makes it. That's the thing you could say. If he looks that weird, just say, "Oh, he had a rough weekend, and his healing factor is just not kicking in completely."
Yeah, he's the Courtney Love of comics. Sometimes he looks great. Sometimes he looks great. Sometimes he looks like shit.
Yeah, even though, let's face it, Wolverine's a more well-put-together person than Courtney Love will ever be, and he's fictional. So, let's keep going with Marvel. Manos, take this, because I know you're probably excited about this.
Oh, only a little bit. Mike Allred on Daredevil issue 17. As if Daredevil couldn't get any better, Mark Waid announced some stellar artists to work on the book. There's Martin and Riviera, and let's see, Chris Samnee. And now
it's Somni, but yeah.
Somni? Okay, Somni. And let's see, Mike Allred is doing an issue. And yeah, I mean, sadly, in case you haven't heard, iZombie's coming to an end. I think it's issue 29, actually. It's going to be the last issue, if I'm not mistaken. And so it'd be great if he could, like, take over the book for a while.
I think it's just for this issue.
I know. There's no fucking way that Allred would do it, because that would be too cool.
That'd be too good of a thing. We can't have that anymore.
Yeah, it only Daredevil only has to be 50% better than every other book.
if we added more to it, it would be unfair. We can't be unfair to everything.
That's right. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm totally buying this. Well, I mean, I would have bought it anyway.
Now you're sure you're buying. You'll cut books to get to it.
Yeah, I will. I will do it. Don't doubt me.
I'll do it, damn it. Get out of his way.
Have you read this book yet?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. I'm behind on it constantly, it seems, but it is great. I stand by you and pretty much everyone who reads it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's seriously my favorite comic right now.
I still need to get to that Omega Effect thing because my comic shop didn't actually get enough issue. Here's the thing: when that crossover happened,
yeah,
they were kind of underestimating how big of a seller it would be in terms of the other two. Daredevil is a pretty big selling book at my comic shop.
Good.
When it came to Avenging Spider-Man and Punisher, they're not as big. So it's when the crossover happened and no one really paid attention to it that much. And then Daredevil happened. And they're like, okay, we need to get him. So my comic shop ran out of those issues and is currently waiting for the back issues they ordered so people can get them because they usually order more copies of Daredevil. And they weren't suspecting they didn't piece together that, oh, they might want to have the same amount, so we can guarantee those people can read the crossover. So I'm still kind of in the dark. So until those come in and I either get the chance to read them at the shop or my friend who buys Daredevil is probably going to get them because he felt left out extremely with that. It wasn't like the other crossover they just did with Amazing where, just like you, he got a pretty good fix on what was happening just from reading the Daredevil issue.
Yeah.
You need the other two to understand something.
That's true. Well, I mean, that's why I broke my Spider-Man ban by picking it up.
I know, which I'm guessing was a step that probably destroyed a small town somewhere.
Well, you know what I also did?
Yes.
I haven't reviewed it, but I also picked up Avenging Spider-Man #7.
That's the one that had Stuart Enninard and his wife, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I meant to check that one out because someone sent me a panel where Spider-Man had a giant bull head, and I was fascinated.
It's hilarious.
I'm guessing it is. I will. That issue's probably not sold out. I'll check that out at the comic shop when I get the chance.
He's trying to communicate with an Egyptian god, and he wants to pretend he is one, so he grabs that head off a wall and puts it over his own head. This is just me as a Stargate fan. They've tried doing that before in SG-1, I think. Put on that giant animal head. He'll think you're one of him. Obviously it was a ripoff of that.
Obviously. Totally. Maybe in the later seasons where they didn't care. That's awesome. I gotta remember to find that panel and put it in the video. It's
a really funny issue, actually. In the beginning, it gives you, the usual kind of info, like, little paragraphs about, who Spider-Man is, who She-Hulk is, who is the guest star on this one. And then the third one, it's kitty cats. Not a character, but
just
cats.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a paragraph about cats.
Just cats in general, or there's certain cats?
Yeah, cats.
Yes.
And
I'm buying this issue on its own. Screw just reading it at the store.
And what's funny is it's a picture of this guy like covered in cats, and it's not even like a drawing. It's actual a guy and some cats.
Everyone, buy this issue now.
Yeah, I haven't reviewed this yet. I'm going to review it in my next series of comic reviews, but I do recommend this issue.
Oh. And someone told me that I would really like this series just because, I don't know, they think it's a lot more fun than other comic books lately. I might pick up the first trade.
Of what, Avenging Spider-Man?
Yeah, especially if this issue's in it, which I doubt. It'll probably be in the next one.
I don't know. I'm tempted to go back and pick up... I mean, it's only issue 7. I'm tempted to just go back and pick up the back issues.
I might see if my shop has that, because the thing is, they'll try and sell stuff off eBay, too, to make money back. I don't know if I have the back. They probably have back issues of it. We'll see. I'm more of a trade guy, so I'll just probably stick with buying the trade.
Okay.
But either way, I think Marvel probably has won yet again on me purchasing something. As opposed to the giant amount of Marvel books I'm staring at right now. Everything I own. So one more Marvel story for tonight.
Yep.
ABC passes on A.K.A. Jessica Jones.
Ooh.
Was that really the title?
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the unfortunate bit of bad luck with this character is her book is called Alias. And
yeah, I think we brought this up when we reported it months ago.
And ABC had a show just a few years ago with a female lead called Alias.
Which made massive confusion.
Yeah, which actually I remember they both came out the same year, too, the comic and the TV series, because I remember...
That's eerie.
I remember Bendis would sometimes talk about how he would tell people he's writing, a couple of comics, he's writing Daredevil, he's writing Alias, and they go, oh, yeah, on the show? It's like, fuck, no!
Damn it, my baldness will kill you if you say that again.
No, don't let the sun shine on it. It'll burn us all.
We're going outside, damn it, and I'm taking my hat off.
Yes.
That is how Bendis gets his way. He threatens to take you outside on a sunny day.
All right, so yeah, this article is basically ABC passes on it, and Hulk is still possible. And you know, I have to ask you something, Duke. Is it a little strange that I don't know, maybe like 10 years now, superhero movies have been really popular,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't really translated to TV.
I definitely can vouch for that. Isn't that right? Season 1 of No Ordinary Family I Own, the only
Yeah,
season.
no, that's a fake superhero thing. I'm talking about like
I
real
know, but
characters.
that's the closest thing they tried to recently. Arrow
But I
still
mean,
has a chance. We'll bring
but
that
I
up
mean,
later.
but I mean, it's so strange, and the ones that have made it on TV
Mhm.
are almost ashamed to be comic book series. Like Smallville. Oh, we don't want to show him in the costume. Oh, we don't want to call it Superman. And even though in the last like what 4 or 5 seasons he was Superman,
He's not
and you know,
calling himself that.
yeah, and we're gonna talk about Green Arrow later, and you know, it's gonna be called Arrow because it's cool and not cool, like not uncool if it was
Yeah.
called Green Arrow. It's such a weird. I don't know. It's such a weird contradiction. Like films have had no and films I've noticed have been getting braver and braver about what they're doing as far as comic book films. I mean, like in the 90s, you know, they did kind of like try to just rip off the Tim Burton Batman or just try and like completely rewrite it and shit like that. Like the Halle Berry Catwoman film or something like that. And now they're just like going head first, like you know, like Watchmen a few years ago, and the new Avengers film. You know, they proudly wear this stigma, and now it's like in TV it's completely different.
I don't know.
And
I don't totally understand it, but it seems like they're two different animals in some weird way.
I mean, think
Getting
about
something
what's
on TV is hard. Like for example, just in this last 2 years, we'll say, 3 pilots, Wonder Woman, Lock and Key, and Powers, have been passed.
yeah.
We all know why Wonder Woman probably have passed. Lock and Key, someone told me it's out there. I haven't seen it. I'm not a big fan of that. Powers, I hope somehow gets leaked. I want to see that.
Hmm.
Green Arrow just broke the trend. I'm sorry, Arrow, whatever. But you're right. And another thing is, and they mentioned at the bottom of this article is they're trying to apparently still do Cloak and Dagger and a Mockingbird series on ABC Family. That's not going to end well, I'm guessing, because there was a show on ABC Family a few years ago that I loved to death called The Middleman.
Yeah, I love the Middleman. I have the
Oh,
box
you heard
set.
of it too? I didn't know you heard of it. Well,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have the box set?
yeah.
I Want You Dead. I want that too.
Why don't you just buy it instead of kill me?
Okay, fine. Maybe we'll see, Manos, for now.
Wouldn't just buying it be a better alternative than to murder me?
I'll weigh these options later. But I love that show. My first question was, there's no reason why it should be on that channel because ABC Family's real original creations usually involve white teenagers are morons, or at least bad representations of teenagers are morons, and god-awful sitcoms that star Sabrina the Teenage Witch that aren't Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That's the one that had Joe. Wasn't that Joey Lawrence that was in that with her?
Yes. I've
Oh man.
actually watched some of it.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I apparently it's coming back. I don't even care. The only thing I watched ABC Family for after they got rid of showing like Power Rangers and stuff on it and went straight to Toon Disney was old reruns of Who's Line.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, they showed Smallville for a short time.
Yeah.
I know, right? Um, and they're making a big deal about that, but yeah, I don't think those shows will pass on ABC Family if Middleman didn't make it.
No kidding. I mean, why isn't Sci-Fi Channel jumped on something?
Last time we heard was they were trying to make Booster Gold, but so far nothing from that.
I know. It's just really bizarre. I and you know what? I mean, Like, I would have thought Walking Dead would have helped things. Like, maybe not the mainstream heroes, but something, because that's what I was thinking. Like, the logical next step was Powers. And that seems to be going nowhere now.
There's, as far as I know, they're still trying to get Chew off the ground. Again, we've heard nothing, but we haven't heard anything, so that could mean...
And there was also, don't forget, they were also talking about, ABC was talking about doing a Fable series.
And 100 Bullets on Showtime?
Showtime? Yeah. I mean, what the hell is going on? Why aren't these shows taking? Why aren't they happening?
Again, there's 1,000 people it goes through, and we're lucky. I'm so surprised. I was really thinking Arrow may not have made it. There's a chance it probably won't even make it past the season, and it'll join Birds of Prey.
Yeah, which was 1,000 times better than Smallville.
Oh yes, it was. I watched some of it randomly this weekend because I had nothing better to do.
I didn't even love that show, and I would watch it over Smallville any day.
And I don't know why, but I really like. Maybe it's because I bought it for insanely cheap. Seriously, it's at Walmart for $13. Why? How can you say no to that? It's a bucket episode, plus a pilot, and you get to watch the old Gotham Girls web series on it. They have all of it on there.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
That is.
I'm surprised how good that box set was.
The only problem is, again, they changed the theme song, and someone sent me you never saw the final episode, right?
No.
Well, they changed the music to the big fight at the end to just generic fight music, and I'm like, oh, this fight music's okay because I saw the DVD version first, and then someone sent me a clip of the original version. I'm like, crap, the song fit perfectly when you see it, and I'm just like, goddamn music rights.
It was, hey, Barbara Gordon, kick Harley Quinn's ass.
Yes, it was sung by a quartet. It was the greatest thing ever.
It was a barbershop quartet.
Yeah. They just show up and start singing. Alfred's leading them. It's great.
And so I guess the next story is Arrow, but we're pretty much kind of talking about that. The teaser appeared.
A trailer and a teaser clip, yeah. In the same day.
Yeah. Now, what do you, Duke? What do you think of this trailer?
I think the show, from what we've seen from these two clips here, it looks like it could at least be decent. The trailer's very Green Arrow Year One. Very. And I like that, because I loved that miniseries.
With a little Christopher Nolan Batman in here, too.
A little, yeah, but I think that's kind of we probably saw that coming for some reason.
Well, I mean, it's just an obvious step. I mean, the Tim Burton Batman, influenced the Flash TV series and such. So you're obviously going to get some bleed, onto TV.
Totally. From what I've seen, the actor playing Ollie could be good. I mean, it's just there's so little to go off of, but what there is, I'm a little bit more optimistic to check the show out.
Now, I will say, I mean, just from the footage I've seen, he looks just a little too generic and stern.
That's just because he's a kind of a stock CW actor, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be nice if Ollie had a little kind of arrogance to him or something like that, some kind of attitude.
Maybe they'll show that more. Who knows?
You know who he's too old now to play the role, but you know who I used to think would be a cool Green Arrow, but he'd have to dye his hair blonde. I used to think Bruce Campbell would have made a cool.
I think you may have had this conversation before, and I still agree.
Yeah, because I mean, kind of his character on Xena made me think of this.
You're right. He kind of has the look if you give him a hat.
Yeah, give him the hat. Give him blonde hair.
Give him a little bit more green.
Yeah, and he could have done that character. Somebody nowadays he's too old to do it, but somebody who has that kind of flair to him. Someone fun.
DC Animation. Give him a shot. Anything. Well, you gave Nathan Fillion the shot to play Green Lantern. Let Bruce Campbell play Green Arrow once, and I think we can all die happy. I think. His chin might need a separate acting credit somehow, but you can make it work.
Or at least add the word green to the title of your show. You're not the coolest thing in the world.
We are.
You're not too cool for the room. Put green in the title.
We don't mean the movie The Room, because so many things are cooler than that.
Yeah.
So you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Well, give me a sec. And now we go from, we're going to stay on DC. So DC's planning to change one of a major character, turn them gay.
Yes.
This has sent shockwaves through everything, I guess.
Yes.
Even though and this is just what I've read of it, which isn't a lot, it doesn't seem like they made this giant announcement. It seems like they said it and everyone else blew it out of proportion.
Possible.
I honestly think that's understood,
well,
because the decision itself is strange.
This isn't, well, you got to imagine this right now, politically. Let's get out of comics for a minute. This is a pretty busy time when it comes to the subject of gay rights, since Obama actually came out and said, okay, you know what, I do believe gays have the right to marry. And, you know, that's kind of started this whole conversation. I mean, it's really set a fire under it. But so obviously, I don't know if this was already in the works, you know, when this whole conversation really started, or you know, did they go, hey, you know what? You know, what's a great idea to get back into the, because everyone's tired of the New 52. And
I'm just tired of it being called that. Can we just lose that banner, please?
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm waiting to see if after issue 12 we'll drop the banner.
There's one thing I forgot to mention on the list, and I guess we'll add it after. But yeah, let's see. Justice League International's canned now after 12.
What? Really?
Yeah, I just remembered that. Breaking on our end, I guess. But yeah, that's canceled after 12, even though they're still doing an annual.
Annuals don't matter anymore. No one cares about that stuff.
I know, but I really should have remembered that. But yeah, in case someone gets on my case, that series is, and as far as I know, they're not replacing it with another book, at least yet.
What? So it's the New 51?
They'll probably factor some ongoing title in, like, but that's a Vertigo. It counts. Shut up. I don't know.
Wait, let's get back to the subject at hand.
I know. I'm sorry, but I figured someone would get on me on that.
Well, let's talk about subject 1 before we go to subject 2. But anyway, DC started talking about this rather slowly, and they've kind of like started letting more out. Like for instance, the character is going to be male, which is kind of what I was thinking, because, you know, Batwoman already has her book.
And that had big press twice, like 2 separate times.
Yeah.
The first initial time, and then when Detective finally happened, people remembered it again and brought it up.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I was kind of figuring it'd probably be a male character. And they're talking about how it's an iconic character. It's like, well, we'll see. I've heard some names, like, tossed around. Now, I've heard a lot of people think it's going to be the Tim Drake Robin. And I've had other people suggest it's going to be the Alan Scott Green Lantern. I've heard that.
I don't even think he's in main continuity, because he's a part of the Justice Society, and they aren't anywhere.
Well, see, that's why I find the word iconic suspicious.
I know. I'm like,
yeah, whatever.
You're just going to randomly introduce gay Alan Scott? Okay.
In your Who Gives a Shit universe.
I know.
So, I don't know. I mean, totally. I would not be surprised if that's what happened.
I don't know.
Because, you know,
they're not going to do with any of the big characters for sure, because
well, it's obviously not going to be Superman and Batman and
you mean after Catwoman #1, Manos, they're not going to just flip that switch?
Who knows? But
I love how some people were thinking Batman, and the only response people were giving was that panel. That's perfect evidence.
Well, look, yeah, I've always, I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I've always had a feeling that Wonder Woman probably, could come out as gay. But it's going to be a male character, so that's kind of out.
Yeah.
And
Unless they
I don't
forgot
know.
what Wonder Woman was.
Is it? Yeah, I know yeah. But like, let's see. Have you been reading the Barry Allen Flash book?
I'm insanely behind, but I'm pretty sure they're still playing the whole he's in love with Iris thing.
Okay.
At least
Oh.
they were playing that pretty decently in the issues I've read, which I think is maybe the first 5. I'm really behind on it.
Yeah. Well, I've heard even people talk about Wally West since they haven't brought him back yet into the DC 52.
I can maybe see that.
Are you kidding?
I
you know how
I can
much
see them doing it. I'm not saying anyone happy with it. The
it's
only
like,
plus side is they'd get rid of his awful children.
yeah, one of the, yeah, well, the thing is, like, how are they going to, well, let me ask you, this thing is like, how are they going to do it? Are they going to reintroduce a character? Or are they going to have a character kind of come out and go, you know what, this is who I am. I know I've been dating, but, it's finally time to admit to myself, or I don't know how they're, I am curious to see how they're going to do this.
My only thing is, not everyone's going to be happy with it. So no matter what you do, people are going to bitch about it, especially this.
Yes. And let me ask you this. Is it specifically a hero? I mean, could this be Jimmy Olsen? Jimmy Olsen's an iconic character.
Yeah, it could be.
Perry White's an iconic character. How hilarious would that be?
Clark, Olsen, Blade, I have something to share with you.
The reason my wife and I broke up.
You know what? That would be, I think that one would go well, in all honesty, somehow.
Yeah, it'd be great, like, if an old, ugly guy turned out to be the gay character that we've been talking about.
I think that'd be interesting. You wouldn't see it coming. They probably wouldn't, they'd probably play one issue of it and go, oh, God, how? Or, just play it, the melodramatic key too much on it. But I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting move. They're probably not going to do that.
That'd be hilarious.
Because everyone's obviously thinking, and I would be okay with it.
Because everybody's obviously thinking it's going to be a superhero, and they're going to be hot and sexy and cool. It's like, what if they pick someone who wasn't hot and sexy and cool?
What if we pick, what if Amanda Waller got fat again and became the new gay character?
Well, no. Let's not go crazy.
I'm sorry.
The new DC 52 does not like fat women. Sorry.
Or goatees.
They don't even exist.
Those things don't exist.
Fat women? No. What kind of fantasy concept are you talking about?
You don't live in reality. We live in reality.
Yeah. There's only one slightly overweight woman I've seen in DC 52, and she was in Catwoman and then shot in the head in the second issue. So
that seems like odd symbolism, doesn't it?
Yes, that's DC's take on
fat
slightly
women.
Overweight women.
Yeah.
Like, boom, you're fucking dead.
That's what you get for eating, bitch.
Yeah, that's what you get for being you.
And odds are
DC 52.
Go to the gym.
God. But so yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering. See, it's kind of depending. I'm tempted to say this is a great move, but there's already several DC characters and Marvel characters that are gay.
Yeah, you just don't spotlight them at all.
Well, they already came out. So
that.
Who cares?
I know.
Midnighter and Apollo are still gay.
Yeah, they are.
And it's like, well, can't make any headlines on that.
They're still gay. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I could see someone spinning that off.
Yeah, the New York Times would really give a shit about that.
I know, right?
Like, oh, those characters that have been gay since the 90s? Well, yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Absolutely no one knows of.
Yeah. Now, it kind of depends who it is. If it's like a big name, if it's a real deal big name, then yeah, this is going to be kind of an important, move. And also, it's going to be hard. I know DC retcons shit all the time, so I mean that'd be kind of really difficult for them to take back if they like change their mind on it.
I know.
Oh, because man, that would be really.
I was just lying. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Well, I went to Michelle Bachman's college and found out I found out Jesus was the way and blah blah blah. Sorry.
Hey, we should all go there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a great college.
That just making me remember the season premiere to Supernatural where they go to not Michelle Bachman's campaign office and an angel kills everyone in it.
Oh, well, good.
Including not Michelle Bachman. Like, it's obvious that that's supposed to be her, and I love that.
Yeah, I almost felt sorry for people who voted for her in primaries. Like, did you really think she was going to win? She's like an insane, horrible person.
There are a lot of people in the world, but we have so many options that we don't want to choose.
That's true. That's true. Oh, but yeah, people like Michelle Bachman's going to learn that being homophobic and bigoted is actually on the outside of the mainstream, and they're going to have to get used to it. So I don't know. We'll just see. But this is a developing story, so I don't know. I mean, we may be talking about this next week, like, whoa, I can't believe he was the character.
Or even worse, we're just going to pretend it happened and make something up.
Yeah.
We could do that.
What if they forget about it and don't do it?
No, I'd do that. I have screwed up so bad. Like, I still feel a little bad that we waited months before we even talked about Walking Dead, the TV show.
No, I'm talking about DC.
I know, but like on major stories, I've screwed that up.
Hey, listen. I know this is not one of the links you sent me, but Marvel is also competing, and
I didn't see that, and I forgot.
They're doing a gay marriage in X-Men Legacy, I think.
Oh, actually, I was gonna actually think of saving that, but we'll just bring it up here now. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
They made this big deal, like it's a huge announcement. If you're like me and you check the trade listings on Amazon,
it's been there for a while.
Yeah, you knew this a month ago because they literally said, the marriage of North Star. You guys are morons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Marvel not missing a beat. It's like, well, we got this coming down the pike anyway.
Here's the thing. They apparently were building it up for a little bit in whatever arc this is, from what I've been told.
Yeah.
And they were kind of seeding it, talking about it in panels. So at least we saw the slow development. It's just that not that many people were making a big deal about it.
Yeah.
And again, probably because a lot of the people found out because the trade listing said so. It's called North Star. It features the issue where they said a gay wedding's happening. People made the connection, damn it.
Now, let's see. Gay marriage is legal in Canada, right?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't follow that stuff in all honesty. I know people who probably do. I have friends who are very big into supporting gay rights, and that's fine with them. And I have friends who are gay, and I just don't get a big deal into that because, like I said, if it directly coincides with my life, I'll care. If it doesn't, I'll just leave it alone.
Yes, the attitude of every young person.
Hey, we're still planning that getting that woman into the abortion clinic in a horse suit, right? So shut up.
That's right. It's happening.
We're so planning on that. That's gonna go.
But and let's see. So Marvel, not to be outdone, is reminding everybody, hey, we got this thing.
Yeah. I don't know. And again, but that I didn't see that, and probably just should have put it in here since it's kind of a hot topic. But it reached the cutoff date. Like, I have a cutoff.
Oh, you do? Oh, I'm sorry.
We stick with the weak stuff, and I like to do that. Sometimes we'll make an exception, like with that Aquaman thing recently.
Yeah.
Which people forgot about because in the issues following, they're making a big deal about her character. She didn't die for nothing. She's important. Her death just sparks this big mystery that we have to discover in flashbacks and in current stuff. That's the cool part.
Oh.
I just want to bring that up. And plus, she at least fought back. I want to bring that up too. She wasn't just brutally killed on one panel. She fought back.
That's a great defense.
No one brought that up. I've seen many people talk about that. After you showed me, I showed that people like, she didn't fight.
But she's still dead.
I'm giving something, though. Like, people are pointing it out as, oh, she just, like, got killed in a panel. No, she fought. Give me some victory, damn it.
He was against being killed. She didn't approve of her own murder.
I know. That was worth it. So.
Parents wrote a strong letter to the Times.
Anyway. Okay, so we're going to leave this serious topic to talk about Watchmen toasters.
I have no idea what this is about.
And some people do. Okay, this was announced, like the day this was announced, I got 3 messages yelling at me stating, you have to talk about this. I didn't get anyone pressuring me to talk about DC and the gay character. Watchmen toaster. That's up your alley, Duke, I guess is what they're trying to say. Now, okay. Dynamic Forces is teaming up with Warner Brothers to offer Watchmen toasters.
Toasters, like the actual things that make toast.
Yes.
This isn't like some kind of nickname for some kind of piece of technology.
It's the thing you use to make an English muffin and a bagel. Yes.
Well, I know what I'm getting Alan Moore next week.
Oh, that'll go well. Yeah.
Hey, everybody. When the Watchmen toasters come out, find out Alan Moore's address.
And send him one?
For his birthday.
Yeah, his beard will love them. Yes.
You may want to not put a return address on it. Just saying.
He'll send a field of locust after you.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He can't do it. He can't do it without your return address, though.
I know. He can conjure up spirits. He needs to know where you live, though. He's not that in tune with nature.
Yeah. Yes. He gets this. He gets the pentagram drawn in his floor, and he gets like the severed bird wing and the mice blood. And then he has this Post-it note with your address written on it.
Like this is
Throws it
dead
all in
serious
there.
ritual, and then all of a sudden he just pulls out a Post-it note. Where does he live?
It's like, oh shit, I don't have the address.
Damn it, I thought I put it in my beard pocket. Ah, crap, I must have put it in the other beard pocket.
That's that nest of baby birds.
Ah, God damn it, this is going to be a long night. And quit making me toast. Whoever's behind me. Okay, so I want to open up with like the opening paragraph. Comics have long ignored the toast market. Well, breakfast has ostensibly covered by things like breakfast cereals, even themed in brand bowls, cups, silverware. Very few licensing opportunities have found their way to the surface of your bread. English muffin or bagel until now. The new toaster collection will showcase iconic imagery from Warner Brothers properties, ranging from, and they're doing this with a bunch of things, not just Watchmen. They're doing this with, they're making a Wizard of Oz one, A Christmas Story, Where the Wild Things Are, Goonies, a bunch of things that they have the property rights to.
Wait. Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes, in case your breakfast wasn't scary enough.
Oh my God. I can't remember, is the movie The Accused, Warner Brothers property?
I don't know. What happens in that movie again?
What's that? That's the movie where Jodie Foster's raped.
I thought so.
And goes to...
Why aren't you in charge of marketing, Manos?
What's that?
Why aren't you in charge of marketing? You obviously have all the great ideas.
It's like, hey, I got a great idea.
We'll make cookie cutters.
Yeah.
God.
That'll sell like hotcakes.
That'll so sell. Yeah, you can buy a toaster with Rorschach on it that makes Rorschach prints. I'm guessing. Why wouldn't it?
Does it burn images onto the toast, or is it just a fucking toaster with pictures on it?
If it doesn't burn images, I think you've been cheated.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know, they were going to do an Alan Moore one, but they were afraid, Christians would obviously think that's Jesus toast.
I need to send that funny, like, BBC thing where it's like they say he's a wizard and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find it and you'll, everyone's
like, oh, hey, Steve, look, Jesus, he's watching us. He's on my toast. No, that's my Alan Moore toaster.
Is he as awesome as Jesus? He would kill you if you called him Jesus. He would eat you alive, Steve. We got one more. And to be fair, maybe we should have began with this because ending on Watchmen toast would have been a perfect way to sum up our show. But we mentioned a while back that IDW is going to start publishing Judge Dredd stuff, their own Judge Dredd comics, I'm presuming. Well, they're also going to collect Brian Bolland's stories in October.
Yay.
And I'm just fascinated because I want to own a hard copy of this panel they're using.
Yeah.
This is like the thing you find when you search Judge Dredd on Google. One of the first things for like after the movie.
Oh, really?
I always see this. I see this everywhere. Because it's kind of semi-iconic.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. See how much we care, everyone? Yeah, I know. Now I'm kind of thinking we should have ended on Watchmen Toast. But
yes!
Yes, we should have. But hey,
you always do this. You end on the most boring story.
That's kind of how I roll, man. I wanted to stick with something, and I figured if we put IDW in the middle, it would ruin it. So
ruin it? Who gives a shit what we do?
Then who gives a shit if this is last? Anyway, you know what? This is worth it to get that reaction out of you. I'm proud. So that's the show.
Yeah, the end.
The end. I think we accomplished everything we meant to do today, Manos.
Hey, folks. Since we talked a lot about the possibility of one of DC characters coming out, who do you think seriously is going to be the character? Do you think it's going to be Tim Drake? Do you think it's going to be Alan Scott? Do you think it's going to be, I don't know, whoever?
I'm waiting for them to list Optimus Prime just to see how many likes they get. Optimus Prime, okay, I'll go with that, even though he's dead in IDW.
And he was dead in IDW now?
He's currently dead in IDW.
Motherfucker.
They made a big deal about it. Like, they had a whole issue, and then they rebooted it and did 2 ongoings.
No, and he's also not a DC character, and a robot.
Are you saying robots can't be? Are you saying that robots can't have the choice to be gay, Manos? How dare you?
Well, they can't have sex.
How do you know?
Because they don't have penises or vaginas.
They have extension cords.
No,
outlets.
Completely different.
Fun.
That only works as a metaphor. It's not actually sex.
I want a Transformers expert to school us both on this, just in case one of us is wrong. I'm sorry, I'm the wrong one, but just in case, I am sure there's something.
Well, the female Transformers have kind of like shapely parts.
That's about it.
Which may suggest the fact that, I don't know, it's always weird. Like,
I know.
It's like, they're robots, so, they aren't like fucking around. So, well, and if they want to reproduce,
they grow in cocoons.
Yeah, and if they want to reproduce, they just build another robot.
I know, like, I'm pretty sure there's a billion ways they've done it where somehow a form of sex is added into the in the end somehow.
Well, okay. No, I mean, like a Transformer sitting around going, you know what we really need? Some dinosaur robots. Let's make them.
Won't that break science for robots?
Yeah.
You're so owning me tonight. This is, to be fair, this is normal. I do something incredibly stupid and you yell at me, so this works out great.
You haven't done anything incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I haven't done anything to like Tiny Titan Super Pets level, have I?
No. That's the
I
best
still love
example
that.
you give.
And if I ever find a way to make T-shirts, I've checked so many times. Everyone wants that quote on a T-shirt.
Well, have you thought about going to Zazzle?
I have, but I haven't thought too much into that yet because I'm always I'm busy and I don't have the time to think about it. And when I do, I'm like, shit. That means I have to design something.
Yeah. Well, I think they have some design. I mean, if it's just text.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe we can make some pictures.
The thing is, though, people want insanely complicated imagery that I can't make. Like,
what about that? Yeah. Well, I don't know. We can maybe ask somebody to make us.
Speaking, well, maybe we could have CC Scorsese make us something like the Rob Liefeld Extreme Weather Report that I'm putting up now.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, folks, would you support Duke and Manos comic news merchandise? Would you buy a T-shirt with our shit on it?
I just put up coffee mugs and that's it.
Yeah.
But none of us drink coffee. Well, you want to support us, right? Start drinking coffee. Because mugs are only used for that. You can't use other liquid. They apparently reject them in my reality.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of comic news related things, you can download this show via podcast. I figured out something to kind of keep up with my lack of able to find time to put it up and the website we use sometimes hating me. The show you're currently listening to will be up next week. It is also because we share it with the JMC guys and we have a very limited amount of space. We usually now have to reserve one podcast because we only have so much space.
Yeah.
So to just kind of keep it, the current show will be the one on next week. I'll post last week's show on the podcast fairly soon and just like take them off week by week or whenever a new one happens. And that way I can kind of keep myself regulated on at least getting that up. And again, because we have so little space, because the website we use only offers you so much if you don't pay for it. Like every website that says they're free. Well, yeah, we'll give you what you want as long as it's enough to fill a cup instead of the ocean. You have to pay for the ocean. Yeah, like, okay, free gets you a cup of water. Money gets you the entire goddamn planet's worth of water, basically. So, yeah, I'm figuring that out. I think I know, like, maybe 3 people who might listen to the podcast who care about this. Because only, like, Jerky Shit pressures me on it because that's the only way he listens to the show. But, yeah, which sucks because I took your advice and just said fuck it and skipped out at, like, the 3 back shows we had. So he's insanely behind, and I told him that up front.
He's missed classic episodes, like that one we talked about shit.
Yes, that's
and then that other one wasted.
Episode's determined.
Yeah.
That episode when we got on odd tangents and yelled at things. That's my favorite episode of all time. And now back to other promotional things. You can check us both out on Twitter and Tumblr. Links are in the description where we will, maybe talk about the announcement of the new gay character. Or do what I was about to do before we got on and make jokes about the House season finale because me and my mom watched that on DVR tonight.
Yeah.
My first response was I was so upset it didn't end with a death match between him and Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one joke. That's all I got.
I'm sorry. I don't watch either show, so I have no frame of reference for that
I know, but here's the thing.
I'm like Captain America sitting here listening to you reference that.
I know. But here's the thing. We don't watch that show. My mom just likes to watch the finales to long-running shows because a show lasting more than 2 episodes now is that special. So we have to watch it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a comic book that goes 12 issues.
Yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative.
And I'm watching Bob's Burgers. I'm actually obsessed with the show right now.
You are, and there's good reason to be.
Yeah, I got the box set of season 1, and we just finished up watching the season finale.
Binge watch.
Beef Squatch, which was brilliant. And, you know, I don't think my life is going to be the same now after Beef Squatch.
It's one of those things that just somehow changes you in a subtle way.
It's one of those life-changing moments. And I will always have it.
You all need to watch Bob Burgers now because this is what it does to you. It changes your fucking life. I caught most of it Sunday. I, for some reason, went against my usual beliefs and watched Family Guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't as awful as it has been lately because I've really been falling off of it because there was that episode they did a while ago where Peter mentioned something gay. Okay, sorry about that. Small technical difficulty. We were talking about how Bob Burger changed your life and how I'm really off of Family Guy. The thing that really killed all of any of the love I ever had for that show was, you know, Peter makes an offhand joke about something gay in the 80s, and then they show the entire music video to David Bowie and Mick Jagger's Dancing in the Streets.
Yeah.
The entire music video.
Yeah.
How lazy are you?
That was kind of lazy. You know what? Is there an episode now that doesn't involve Stewie and Brian doing time travel?
No, because that's apparently a hit.
I mean, the last two, they showed 2 episodes this past Sunday, and both have time travel moments in them.
I know.
It's like, oh my god. Why don't we just name the show the Brian and Stewie Time Travel Fun Festorama?
Because it has Rama in it, and as we established with Futurama, Fox will cancel the shit out of you if you do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, after at least 4 years.
And then you'll have a string of movies, which only like one of them I thought was good. Yeah, and then we brought back Comedy Central, which has been good for the most part.
I'll be honest. I actually think Futurama is better now. I don't know
it's
how.
Better. Here's the thing. It's still. I'm not making a big deal about it because it's the same show. Family Guy is like this insanely awful shell of its former self in ways.
Yeah, it's like The Simpsons 4 seasons ago.
Basically. And I'm slowly kind of losing interest in Seth MacFarlane in general. I wasn't really big on American Dad when it started. Cleveland Show I gave up on 5 minutes.
Really? You know, this, you may find this strange, but actually out of the Seth MacFarlane Trinity, I actually have now been liking Cleveland Show more.
I just haven't been watching it. Like, I wasn't a big fan of what I saw.
I feel like the show has kind of found its footing, and I don't know. I kind of like those characters.
I might give it a shot, watch some of it, but I just wasn't big on it at the beginning, and I never cared to check it out again.
I don't know.
Adult Swim even has it on reruns yet. If Adult Swim started rerunning it, I might give it a shot.
Maybe. Late this past season, I thought the Cleveland Show was pretty good.
Yeah.
But Bob's Burgers is just amazing. And the food trucking episode this season, the Goonies episode, the Bad Tina episode was great.
I'm pretty sure I've missed the Goonies one, and I want to, because the Goonies is awesome on its own.
Yeah. Well, Louise hears about this legend of this bootlegger who used to keep gold in like the basement of this factory that they're about to blow up. So she convinces everybody to go and have an adventure, and it's really actually funny. And you don't even think about being a Goonies parody until the end.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, completely, like, I don't know. It didn't seem obvious to me until they got to the credits, actually.
You mean like when The Simpsons does a parody now, and they, like, on a megaphone yell out, "This is a parody to Avatar! Have you sensed it yet?"
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't like that.
Thank God. But that's the thing when any show does a parody. Sometimes they just have to beat you over the head with the fact that it's a parody of something.
Yeah.
Don't you get it yet? Yes, I get it. Quit making me bleed. It almost makes me as pissed off as when I have to watch like a We Switch Bodies episode, and I hate those with all my venom.
Yeah.
I had to watch Eureka do that, and that made me so sad. I'm like, the last season of Eureka, and they're doing a We Switch Bodies episode. God damn it.
I knew when X-Files was going downhill was when they did that.
Yeah, there's only one episode I could tolerate, and that's the one from Warehouse 13, but that's only because half of it isn't that. Half of it's awesome and hilarious because it doesn't involve how awkward it is for a man and a woman to switch bodies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing where it's just, well, we've done this. Now let's do painfully awkward humor that makes someone learn something, apparently. Which it
anyway,
barely does.
All right. It's almost time to sign off, isn't it?
Oh, we haven't talked about Red Knight yet.
That's right. Hey, Red Knight. My comic book. I self-published Red Knight. I worked very hard on it with the fantastic artist J.C. Grande. And it's my comic about a superhero trying to make it in the superhero world and not getting a break. And the first 3 issues are out. It's a story arc, so you have one complete story. The information how to order it is at the bottom. And guess what? I'm going to keep talking about this. I'm doing a publicity tour for the comic with my own money. So
you better show up. It's with his own money.
That's right. I'm going to be at Heroes Con in North Carolina, June 22nd through 24th. And I'm also going to be at the Chesapeake Central Library's Fantasy, July 7th, and Baltimore Con, September 8th and 9th. So if you want to see me, if you want to buy my comics there, I'm going to be there.
That's good.
I'll sign him too.
Give him money so he can get back.
Yeah, I would very much like to do this for a living. So
please. Someone in the comments said that they're going to see you. They're going to that convention.
Yeah, and I think he went to Baltimore Con last year when I couldn't make it, but I sent my comics with a creator. Huh. So yeah, this time he can actually buy stuff from me personally. So
you could shake his hand and then ask him how much of a headache it is to work with me. Because, and I will say this, you put up with a lot of shit when you work with me sometimes.
Oh, I don't. It's fun.
It is fun, but I will admit I'm shocked that like no one's yelled at me yet because it's very much, you want to record now? No, how about in a half hour? No? Well, okay. I'll send you a list.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten very comfortable with saying no if I'm not in the mood or
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if they can't do it, I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I've gotten past that point of like, oh man, he asked me, I got to do it.
Yeah, and I don't pressure you at all. I was like, if you can't do it, man, that's fine. And you've had some personal issues in your time where I let you take as much time off as you think's necessary.
Thanks, man.
I can give that to myself if I want to.
Well, you do. Sometimes it's like working with Johnny Carson. It's like, well, does he feel like doing it today or not?
That means so much. That reminds me, I need to see if my friends got ticket to that thing, because in my town, we have a Johnny Carson theater.
Oh, you do? Well, what gets shown there? His shows?
No. Well, it's just called the Johnny Carson Theater. They usually just have like plays and improv stuff because and I know you watched that documentary on CBS.
No, it's PBS.
Great. PBS. I'm an idiot, but dyslexia is a magical thing, everyone. And you watched that on PBS, and I watched that too because he's a hero here because he's from here.
That's right. You live there.
Yeah, I live where he came from, and the thing is, everyone treats him as he does deserve. He's a legend. He deserves all the respect in the world. We treated that PBS special like it was the finale of Lost in our local newspapers and in like our local news channels. We made a big deal about that because he is a hero, and I live fairly close to where the theater is. I live within 5 minutes of it because it's a part of the Lead Center, which normally has orchestras play, Stomp, the Blue Man. Bill Cosby was there, which I'm still angry at myself for not going to. And having him, and then randomly having him sign a copy of Leonard Part 6 that they sold at the Big Lots.
Oh, Leonard Part 6. Hold on, let me take my pants off and urinate on this. There you go.
They didn't have Ghost Dad. I'm sorry, Mr. Cosby. Well, you see, Duke, I'm gonna shit on this because it deserves it. Okay.
That is my general philosophy. I piss on Leonard Part 6, and I defecate. I'm turning into a Southern character. I don't know. I don't do the best Bill Cosby.
I don't either, but people still love it.
It's like, wait, this is sounding like, the real McCoy is not Bill Cosby.
We must go and find the South. We work for the South.
It's like, God, I'm sounding like Jethro Bodine, not Bill Cosby. I got to work on my Cosby impression.
Yeah, you this show we have to. I practice this every night, I guess. I have to because apparently people wanted us to still do him explaining comic book continuity. We should just give that one shot and at least just do it once.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. If I have time, maybe we get together and write it. I would rather write it.
Yeah, we'll write it out and then I'll
do it off the cuff.
Yeah, I'll edit it out and we'll do a whole video. After Doctor Who Week 3, we'll plan that.
Maybe we'll do that for our 3rd or 4th anniversary.
And now to start the 3rd annual Q&A, Bill Cosby explains Daredevil.
Oh no, that's not bad enough. It needs to be.
Bill Cosby explains the Dark Shadows comics, which are apparently around now.
No. It has to be really fucked up. Like Bill Cosby explains Cable. Or
Bill Cosby explains all of Rob Liefeld's catalog.
All right, Bill Cosby explains Flashpoint.
Oh, that'd be great. And then
he needs to explain
me
something
going,
really...
shut up, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby explains the multiple Earths on DC.
And then he makes up Earths. There's a world where they're made of Legos.
Yeah.
That might be real now, but okay. Well, we better quit while we're ahead. Thank you for tuning in to another example of why we are here to make up bullcrap. Comic news? No, it's the Duke and Manos bullcrap for an hour show. Until next time, I'm Duke.
And I'm the real Manos.
Bye.